Ni hao! You guys asked for it, so we're doing it. Today, we're going to the Huawei store to get a P30 Pro and destroy the iPhone. So, Bob!
Xiaoliang, this is it.
A Western influencer praises Huawei as being far ahead, claiming to smash an iPhone. He walks into the Huawei store, kisses the Huawei phone repeatedly, and shows his payment information to prove the purchase was successful. After leaving the Huawei store, he takes out his Apple phone and demonstrates smashing it on the spot. Commentator Yue Shan points out that in recent years, the Chinese government has claimed that the East is rising while the West is declining, with a system superior to the West. Huawei has become a symbol of nationalism, and the so-called leading ahead often results in comparisons between Huawei and Apple. This influencer is helping spread exaggerated propaganda, but many Chinese people know that Apple phones are more user-friendly, and Huawei phones are far behind, with surveillance features that make them unsafe. Some netizens criticize foreign influencers who have flooded China, with some merely hyping up products for money, turning it into a business. These foreign influencers are often invited by local Chinese governments to help package the image of various regions.
我想去桂林呀，我想去桂林。
On September 26, 2024, this foreign influencer sings, "I want to go to Guilin." In July 2024, a foreign influencer group visited Shanghai, something locals are used to, but many may not know whether they had to pay for it themselves. A foreign man said he visited China on his first day after quitting his job.
大家好，我是洛奇，我现在要去看很有名的。
Hello everyone, I'm Rocky. I'm now going to watch the famous Sichuan opera face-changing performance.
A foreign woman finds Chinese shopping malls incredibly attractive, saying greedy foreigners just want to shop crazily. However, foreign influencers from around the world who praise China under the Chinese Communist Party are making even Chinese people feel uncomfortable.
而家中國各個短視頻平台上
On Chinese short video platforms, it has become a trend for foreigners to make videos praising China, whether they are from Russia, Iran, the United States, New Zealand, or South Africa. As long as they openly express love for China in the videos, they can quickly gain immense popularity. Some foreign influencers have even turned this extravagant praise into a business model.
One example is a Russian named Delov. Before coming to China, he was just a regular salesperson selling alcohol in Russia. His attempts at making alcohol videos and running a small snack shop in China both failed. Later, he tried making videos online praising China, and the results were astonishing. His follower count skyrocketed. In his videos, everything in China is portrayed as perfect. He praises China's mobile payment system, high-speed trains, and Chinese food, always with exaggerated expressions and ending the videos with, "I love China." In a short period, his follower count reached over 8 million, and he charges 80,000 RMB per advertisement. The influencer noted it's fine for foreigners to praise China, but when it's done solely for money or out of insincerity, it's problematic. Delov repeatedly claimed to use a Huawei phone, but netizens discovered he was actually using an Apple iPhone. Now, with so many foreign influencers making videos about loving China, their popularity boils down to Chinese people's cultural insecurity. However, this Chinese influencer might not realize that inviting foreign influencers to praise China is actually part of the CCP's national strategy. The influencers who sing China's praises quickly gain followers, and behind it all, there may be CCP's propaganda department arranging these efforts. In reality, due to its oppression of the people, the CCP has a poor international image. Its wolf warrior diplomacy has created numerous enemies globally. In recent years, as the CCP faces economic difficulties and a crisis in governance, it has spent taxpayer money to invite foreign influencers to visit China. These visits are fully funded, offering various services, including trips to Tibet and Xinjiang, sensitive areas frequently scrutinized by international human rights organizations. These influencers are shown staged scenes, helping the CCP promote its image and whitewash its problems. On November 24, 2023, the Australian Strategic Policy Institute published a report titled "Singing from the CCP's Song Sheet: The Role of Foreign Influencers in China's Propaganda System." The authors collected a list of 120 foreign influencers from over a dozen countries. They have active accounts on platforms like Bilibili, Douyin, and Xigua. The research found that these influencers are significantly influencing international audiences. Some have tens of millions of followers in China, and million more on overseas platforms, especially TikTok, YouTube, and X. On these social media platforms, the CCP uses foreign influencers to counter international criticism and strengthen the CCP's influence both domestically and internationally. In June of this year, state-run media like China Youth Daily released recruitment information for a platform called the China Global Youth Influencer Exchange Program. The program invited popular influencers with at least 300,000 followers on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Influencers were invited to visit 5 cities, including Suzhou, Shanghai, and Shenzhen, for 10 days, with all expenses covered. A poster published in College Daily, a magazine for Chinese students in North America, called for American influencers to join the program. It listed highlights of the trip, which included stops in Suzhou, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Handan, and Beijing. The program promised a thrilling experience, claiming that in just 10 days, participants could turn their social media accounts into influencer incubators. In May 2025, the Foreign Influencers Visit Jiangxi event, organized by local government agencies and hosted by China News Service, brought several foreign influencers to Lushan, Jiangxi. The trip, including services and payments for some, was fully sponsored. The event featured foreign influencers visiting cultural sites tied to the CCP's origins, promoting these locations to global audiences. In the town of Nankang, Jiangxi, foreign influencers helped promote the local business environment. In August 2024, during the incident where the Paris Evergreen Laurel Hotel refused to display the 5-star flag, foreign influencers were also utilized by Chinese Little Pinks to support propaganda efforts. A hotel in Little Paris refused to hang the Chinese national flag. We're going to check if this is true.
We've just arrived at the hotel.
We found the hotel.
I'll give you a high-tech gadget.
This camera is built into the glasses, but I'm still a bit scared.
I'll go in with you. Let's go. If I get beaten up, I get beaten up.
We don't see the flag. There's no flag.
Guys, this hotel definitely refused to hang the Chinese flag on purpose, because we've been staying nearby for a month. There are a lot of Taiwan flags around here, even on buses, but almost no Chinese flags. So this is definitely intentional.
Yeah, I think it's intentional too. They even took down all the flags. It's excessive. They just refused to hang the Chinese flag and took everything down. This foreign woman who said that refusing to hang the country's flag is equivalent to disliking the country. This incident started when Chinese mainland citizen Jiang Jiaoguang posted a video claiming that the Evergreen Laurel Hotel in Paris, France, did not display the 5-star red flag. In the video, Zhang asked the hotel to hang the flag, but after being refused, he canceled the reservation made half an hour earlier. Days later, the hotel was criticized and boycotted on Chinese mainland social media, and several overseas Chinese organizations and associations with ties to the Chinese government held meetings to condemn the hotel. Taiwan stated that China was using economic coercion for political manipulation. At that time, some suggested that bloggers like Zhang Jiaoguan collaborated with pro-CCP organizations and government agents, inciting patriotism and ethnic hatred for profit. They monetized traffic through live streaming and online shops, earning huge profits. The China Council for the Promotion of Peaceful National Reunification, which was featured in the incident, is considered an overseas CCP United Front organization. In recent years, Taiwanese influencers have become targets for the CCP's outreach. Last year, Taiwanese influencer Zhong Mingxuan frequently flew to mainland China to create videos. His pro-CCP stance sparked a war of words on Taiwanese social media. Another well-known Taiwanese influencer publicly pointed out that the Cross-Strait Youth Association was trying to influence Taiwan's youth and conduct cognitive warfare against Taiwan. Taiwanese influencer Cheng Zihan recently traveled to mainland China and started a live broadcast, publicly endorsing the CCP. However, he recently admitted that he was still labeled a special individual by the CCP, unable to open accounts on Bilibili or Douyin, and lost 4 million yuan. He said, "I won't livestream again in China." These remarks have sparked further debate. In response, He Chenghui, the Vice General Secretary of the Taiwan Security Association, stated, "The CCP doesn't want flattery. It wants complete control. If you are of no use, even if you're loyal, you'll be discarded." Recently, even influencers in Hong Kong have received invitations that fall under such CCP United Front tactics, but one influencer directly pointed out, they've picked the wrong person. On August 23rd, Jerson, a Hong Kong influencer currently living in Malaysia, posted in the comment section of his YouTube channel, "Is it now time for Hong Kong key opinion leaders to go to China and do large-scale propaganda?" He stated that he recently received an invitation from Trip.com to participate in a Hong Kong YouTuber mainland China group tour. All expenses would be covered. The invitation included free travel to select locations such as Sichuan, Xinjiang, Guizhou, Yunnan, Chongqing, Jiangxi, Inner Mongolia, Northeast China, and Qingdao. According to public information, Trip.com is an online travel agency under the Ctrip Group, headquartered in Singapore. Ctrip is a large Chinese travel website based in Shanghai. In August 2024, after the flag incident at the hotel in Paris, Trip.com removed the hotel from its platform, leading to questions from Taiwanese citizens about the company's Chinese background. Jerson publicly responded to the invitation, saying, "I appreciate your kindness, but I'm someone who particularly loves speaking the truth. If you watched my videos, you'd know. So I'm really afraid that if I go, I have to film like this. What kind of domestic car is this? The 2025 Tank 500? Honestly, I think the 1989 version looks better." Jerson's statement indirectly referenced the Tiananmen Square massacre of 1989. He joked, "If this keeps going on, I'm afraid I'll just disappear." Underneath Jerson's post, many fans left comments advising him not to go to mainland China. "Be careful, it's a trap. Once you cross the border, you'll be arrested." They'd rather use money to cover up the so-called prosperous image of China than spend it on those who truly need help. "Wow, you've got some clout in the community. They want you to help promote China and tell a good China story. Congratulations on receiving official recognition. You must have a certain level of influence." Be careful, if money doesn't buy you, next time they might use something else, the so-called dessert after a meal. They're trying to turn you into a little pink. A group tour where you can't express your true feelings. Everyone must follow along once on board. A source from China once said that for people deemed valuable by the Chinese side, especially foreign politicians, there will always be sexual bribery involved when arranging travel to China. For example, male tourists might be paired with a beautiful female tour guide, or they might experience an unexpected encounter with a beautiful woman. Current affairs commentator Li Lingyi stated that the world already knows the CCP has been buying foreign influencers to help with this international propaganda. They've expanded their efforts to bring Taiwanese influencers to China for free tours. Now, the target audience has expanded to influencers from Hong Kong and Macau, specifically those who speak Cantonese. He analyzed that since the implementation of the Hong Kong national security law, the CCP has tightened ideological control locally. Recently, they have established red education bases in Beijing, extending their reach worldwide, and are even issuing warrants for well-known democratic activists. Based on the current situation involving Hong Kong influencer Jerson, it appears the CCP is seeking overseas Hong Kongers who can be used as United Front tools, possibly causing division in the Hong Kong diaspora. In 2019, a massive movement erupted in Hong Kong against the extradition law, and in June 2020, the CCP implemented the Hong Kong National Security Law. As of October 31, 2022, the Hong Kong police had arrested over 10,000 people in various protests. Apart from political exiles, around 300,000 Hong Kong residents have migrated overseas. Former Hong Kong legislator and democratic activist Xu Zhifeng confirmed on Facebook in August that he has been granted political asylum in Australia, emphasizing that exile is not immigration. Xu was charged with multiple offenses and fled overseas by the end of 2020. In 2023, Hong Kong police added him and 7 others to a wanted list under the charge of violating the Hong Kong national security law. The wanted ad came with a reward of 1 million Hong Kong dollars. On July 25th this year, Hong Kong police announced a bounty on 19 people, accusing them of participating in organizations like the Hong Kong Parliament, which allegedly violated the Hong Kong national security law. Former Hong Kong legislator Nathan Law and other pro-democracy figures, including businessman and commentator Elmer Yuan Gongyi, were added to the wanted list. Pastor Jiang Jiawei, the first chairman of the Hong Kong Parliament, is currently seeking political asylum in Canada. Those remaining in Hong Kong are also facing difficulties. Well-known cultural figure and political moderate Liang Wendao saw his podcast in the mainland removed from platforms, and his official account was banned. The incident is suspected to be related to his mention of jailed media tycoon Jimmy Lai. Netizens expressed outrage over the CCP's decision to silence even moderate voices. Jimmy Lai has been accused by Hong Kong authorities of violating the Hong Kong national security law and has been detained for nearly 5 years. Current affairs commentator Xu Ke remarked that the recent invitation extended to Hong Kong influencer Jerson actually confirms a reality. For example, some influencers who once carried anti-CCP labels suddenly turned against Falun Gong, Christians, or pro-democracy activists. It's likely that some of these individuals were not originally associated with the CCP, but were later bought off by the regime. However, people with a conscience will always refuse the CCP, and they will earn people's support. Watching videos on YouTube has become a common way for people to obtain information. It's well known that the CCP uses YouTube to influence Chinese communities. The CCP has increased its propaganda efforts on the platform. Not only in Chinese language videos on YouTube, but even in English videos, CCP-backed propaganda is prevalent. Some of it is even aggressive. This phenomenon is especially concerning. Browsing through numerous English videos on YouTube, you can find the comment section filled with paid internet trolls spreading hate on behalf of the CCP. Some English-language influencers are earning money or cryptocurrency by spreading CCP messages. This type of propaganda mostly involves defaming individuals or groups critical of the CCP, particularly religious and ethnic minorities persecuted under CCP rule. This repression even extends to the United States. American political commentator Tim Pool, who is well known on YouTube, once stated that people of unknown identities contacted him via email, offering to pay him hundreds of dollars to spread videos defaming Falun Gong, a spiritual group persecuted by the CCP. Pool refused to do so. Commentator Du Zheng said that it's now clear that whether it's foreign influencers or Chinese-speaking influencers, the CCP employs a full strategy. This process tests people's consciences. There's an old saying in China, people are acting, and heaven is watching. From a spiritual perspective, it means that the gods observe people's hearts, and those who are bought off by the CCP will ultimately not have a good ending.